Hello, how are you? This is Taha Khalil from Shiak Safety, and I'm glad to talk to you. You see, sometimes I meet some friends, and they always ask me about, what are the causes of accidents, how we can avoid accidents. So I thought, and I will talk about the 10 big mistakes people, do in their working places that can cause accidents. So, from my experience, uh, these 10 mistakes, if we can avoid them, we will have a safe working environment. Number one, it's about the poor housekeeping. Normally, the poor housekeepings, it will lead to fire, to slips, trips. Even it will lead to unorganized place, which will take more longer time for doing the jobs. So this is one of the biggest problems or biggest mistakes: poor housekeeping. Yeah, we always say if your place is very clean, tidy, and everything in its place, you'll have a good safety. All right. Number two, one of the common mistakes people are doing is not wearing the proper PPEs. People normally underestimate PPEs. Yeah, let me clarify for some of you what is PPEs. PPEs is personal protective equipment, things like the safety glasses, the helmets, the safety shoes, all that stuff. Yeah. Not wearing those safety gears, that means you are putting your very important assets like your eyes, your fingers, these important tools at risk, and they might be exposed to dangerous. Yeah, so not wearing a PPE or not even knowing how to select the PPE. So this is the second cause. The third cause of accidents or mistakes I always see in workplaces are working at height without using the proper tools. Example, using the short ladders or not using the ladders properly. Yesterday I was in one of the food chains here, and I saw them hanging some dongles in the top of that food restaurant, and you can imagine it's about 3 meters height, and one person working at height is very dangerous. Yeah, and you can imagine that the second cause of accidents after road accidents is working at height. So this is the third mistake. I said poor housekeeping. Number two is the not using the PPE or not even knowing how to use them. Number three is working at height, not using the proper platform. Number four, there is a tool that can show you how to assess the risk of your situation, of your workplace. And so I would say number four will be not conducting the risk assessment. Risk assessment, people normally, because they are working in their working environment for a long time, they underestimate the dangers around them. Yeah, you can't find them in the warehouse. There's a lot of forklifts, machines, people walking around, and they underestimate that situation, which is in a very dangerous situation that could lead to fatalities or even to injuries. So they don't know how to conduct the risk assessment. So risk assessment, not doing the risk assessment, might lead to an accident. It's a common mistake. Number four is, or number five now rather. Number five is not using the proper tools for the job, or using the wrong tools for the job. Sometimes you'll find them carrying very heavy items using their back, yeah, instead of using lifting equipments like forklifts, trolleys, whatever. Yeah, so even So not using the proper tools. This is one of the common mistakes that I normally see people using it. Number 6, and this is very important. It's one of the 20% that if you do them, you'll find 80% result. And if you do these 20% properly, you will eliminate 80% of the cause of the accidents. This is not doing or not eliminating hazards. Normally, not eliminating hazards, what will happen? I mean, these hazards with time, it will propagate, and it will become a cause of an accident. For example, there is a manhole open in one of the walking platforms, yeah, and people neglect doing anything about them, and once the result will be somebody falling down there. Or a bare vertical cable, without addressing them or without isolating them, that could lead to electrocution. So there's not having the proper system for eliminating the hazards might lead to accidents. Number 7, sometimes I find so many of the companies, they have what we call them near misses, or even small injuries or small accidents, but they avoid investigating the accidents. So they would not know exactly what are the causes of the accidents, and they could not investigate the causes, the root causes, so they can eliminate it or eliminate the recurrence of the accidents. This is one of the mistakes, big mistakes. Number 8 of the mistakes that normally people will do is not training their workforce. They're not training them on the safety issues, not training them on firefighting, not training them on the proper safe behaviors, not training them on driving a forklift, not training them on emergency evacuations. So training is an important part. You have to train people. People, if you want to change the unsafe behavior, you have to change their you have to enforce it by either training or by convincing or by talking. Number 9, from my experience, is neglecting maintenance of equipment, and the result ultimately will be failure of the equipment, which might cause an accident. And finally, and this is people underestimate this one, is lack of communication, lack of visual communication, lack of having signs, lack of posters, all those stuff. Yeah, it's very important to have those visual communications in the workplace. Anyhow, these are some of the things that I try to come with, and if you need to know more about them, I mean, we are here to serve you. You can reach us at shiaksafety-sa.com, and we can have a chat. Yeah. So reach out and see. Let's see what is working with you, what's not working, how we can help you, and we are here for you. Thanks very much indeed for your time, and if you need anything, we are always a call away. Thanks very much. Stay safe. Take care. Bye. We love you.